Hi everyone, I am back with another process video for you all today. This layout took me about a half an hour to make, and probably most of that was inking all the edges of the paper with distress ink. In all honesty, I had bought the oh my goodness, it captured life. Was that an Echo Park collection? I think it was an Echo Park collection. Oh my goodness, it's completely gone. Anyways, that's not the right collection either. Oh dear, I can't remember what the collection is called. If I remember, I will post it down below. Or if you watch this video and you remember, Creative Agenda. I just saw it there on the branding strip. I don't know why I didn't look there first. But anyways, Creative Agenda. I think it's by Echo Park. I think. Maybe I'll move that up and I'll be able to see who it's by there at the bottom. Yes, it's by Echo Park. So I had bought the collection pack because I really loved the colors in this collection. So that's what I'm using for this video. Again, I made this layout in November, probably October, November. And it is now April, so it was a long time ago. So I might forget what I am doing and why at certain parts of the layout. However, I do have the completed layout in front of me to reference as I am watching this process video playback on my computer screen. But yes. And I've been watching myself film these videos for a really long time, and I'm trying to remember what nail polish I had on for these videos, because I filmed them all the same day. And I think I had gotten a shellac manicure, and I think it's a really, really dark purple. I'm using chipped sapphire to ink the edges of all the paper because there is a navy blue in this collection, and it's a really it's more blue than the chipped sapphire. Chipped sapphire has a really purple undertone to it, and sapphire. So I ink every single thing on this layout. Every piece of paper on this layout, I use the chipped sapphire to ink it, except for one little piece apparently that I'm just seeing right now. So this is a photo of my dog. I have taught him so many tricks. He is a very, very smart little dog. And this particular trick that I had taught him is Pray. So the title of my layout is going to be called Alfie Pray, because that's what I tell him when we do the trick, Alfie Pray. And so he does. So here I start inking all the edges with distress ink. I use little makeup applicator sponges. Oh, sorry. For my, I have one, a distress ink tool for black ink and brown ink. But then for all the other colors, I just use the makeup applicator sponges, and I buy a package at the dollar store, usually the big round ones, and I cut them up into smaller pieces. And I just replaced my first package that I had bought, and I had bought it over 2 years, well, maybe about a year and a half ago. So, and I don't keep them. I reuse them if I'm doing like several layouts in a sitting. I will reuse them because typically I will use the same distress ink because it's out and easy to access. But I don't keep them after that. I just will typically throw them out because they're very inexpensive. I pay $1.25, I think, for the bag, and it lasts a very long time. Here I'm inking up a Unity stamp. with, I'm gonna guess, picked raspberry distressing, because it is very bright pink. So it's not gonna stamp perfect, and I don't know if I restamp it because I got a little extra on the bottom, but I don't mind that it didn't stamp perfectly because some of the paper that I'm going to use has those like stamped or painted looking circles on it. So the little stamped image, it looks like it belongs with it. I don't specifically know what Unity stamp pack that came in. I think it's just a little one that came on its own called You Are My Happy. So I do this is a very layered layout. I put a lot of papers on this layout. And if you ask me to do it again, I would not be able to replicate this at all. And looking at it now, I really like this layout and I wish I could replicate it in some way. However, I am not positive that I would be able to. That card there that says Fun-Filled Day is the one that I was talking about that has the circular where the words fun and day are. The letters are in these circles and they look like they've been stamped onto the paper, the color. So that's what I mean, but it's like not a perfect stamped image on it. So that's what I was talking about with the distress ink, because I know distress ink doesn't stamp well on, and it's not what it's designed to do. So I don't mind it. But if you are a person who wants your stamped image to look very crisp and clear, I would recommend maybe using a different ink. So now that I have all the papers layered where I want them, instead of picking them up and trying to piece them back together the way that I had them, I'm just lifting them up a little bit at a time and putting some Scotch Quick Dry adhesive under them so that I don't lose the composition of my page. I think everything except for 2 things came from that Echo Park paper collection. I've been finding that lately I've been scrapping more with collection packs. I don't know why that is. But I have been drawn to scrapbooking with collection packs lately. I couldn't find my journaling pen for the longest time. I use a Stettler fine liner pen, the triangle ones, for journaling, but I couldn't find it for the longest time, so I'm just using a regular black pen, and it works. It does its job. So the important thing is that I wrote down about my little dog learning his trick. This trick definitely took him the longest to learn. I don't know if it's because he has to stand up on his back legs and he doesn't really feel comfortable with that or what, but it took him a long time to learn. But he did learn it. And now he gets so that when I pat my arm, he'll just automatically go into that pose. I hold his little feet for him in my hand so that he doesn't slide. So here I am putting down a border sticker from that Echo Park collection, and I'm just putting it in 2 spots just to add a horizontal element that is consistent across the layout, just to give it something to rest on, since all the pages or all the papers are at different heights and different spaces. I put those arrows on there However, they don't stay because they are not on the final layout that I'm looking at now. And I can see why, because I don't care for them there. So, sorry, I just hit my microphone. So I am using little square alpha stickers that came in the collection pack, and I'm also using, there you can see there, that's the paper with all the alphabets on it. I'm using that other capital letter font. It's also on that sticker sheet. And I found that I was kind of losing the letters on the background because they are a very similar color to the background paper. So I do go back and outline them with my pen, which would work a lot better with my Staedtler pen. But that's okay. You can see it on the layout now. So that really helps draw attention to the fact that there are letter stickers there and they don't blend into the background quite as much. So they do stick out a little bit. I can't remember what I'm doing. That little sticker, I think it's a sticker. Yeah, it's from that collection sheet too. And this little orange camera is also from the collection. I just wanted to bring in some more orange because the only orange showed up in the photo mat, and there's a little bit on that journaling card there. Now I'm just looking through my die cuts, finding what I can add to this page. So I find this one that says "What a cutie," and I apparently have taken the arrows off now, and I want to cover that one up. So I'm covering up that arrow with the "What a Cutie" die cut, and I believe that's from the Oh Darling collection from Crepe Paper. I bought the piece of paper that had all the cut apart elements on it. I didn't buy a lot from that collection, but I bought the ones so I could make them into die cuts, essentially. And did that. So I do have quite a bit of those left. even though this was made like 6 months ago, I still have a lot of them left. And that is a die cut from the Chamel collection, from her first collection. Not the second one. Oh, that other arrow is still there. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I didn't like it, so I am taking it off. No, Winston. Sorry, my cat. When he doesn't get attention, he gets into things and is pesty. So I almost forgot to ink the edges of that piece, and I did forget to ink the edges of the Chamel die cut. It's the only thing on this layout that wasn't inked, other than the stickers. I didn't ink the stickers because I rarely will ink stickers. And with this type of layout that's using one collection, you really don't need to ink the pages. I just liked the look of inking the pages, and I did ink them fairly heavily along the edges. I find if I'm using colored ink as opposed to black or brown ink, I will ink it more. And I did distress the edge of the background paper just a little bit, just to add some texture, because there wasn't any there's just paper and stickers on this layout. So I did rough up the edges just a little bit, just to add a little bit of texture. There, I'm doing it with my scissors. But I don't do very much. It's just a tiny bit. The paper doesn't rip or anything. And I didn't go back and ink over it because I just didn't feel like I wanted to. And the video is going to end, so I think I end the video before I actually finish the layout. So there are some pictures attached at the end of the video because there are a couple things that were added after I stopped filming the video, I believe. Oh, maybe not. I see them all there. I thought I added the little stickers after I turned off the camera. Just excuse the stuff you can see on the edge of my pictures there. I was taking them fast so I could do this editing. Okay, so I will link to a Facebook group down below, not my Facebook page, but a Facebook group that I'm active on. And thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will try to answer you. Thanks. Bye.